What's good, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Hurls and Smalls Show. Joining you after Thursday Night Football, the Niners desperately needed a win, and they got it. But before we get there, I'm here with Smalls.
How we doing, fellas? Appreciate y'all for tuning in, as always. Hurlins, I'm glad to see you today. It wasn't a guarantee that this would be coming out,
Yeah, you're
but
right.
you're alive, you're healthy.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Love
hurricane
to
didn't
see
hit us
it.
too bad. Lost my power for a couple of hours, but we here. We
So you
here.
saying Milton Week?
Absolutely. Spin the block, please, Spartan. No, let me stop. Prayers to anyone that was
You're
super
crazy,
affected
bro.
by the hurricanes, plural, and the tornadoes.
Absolutely.
There were a lot of tornadoes in my area. So shout out to y'all. Wishing the best for
Thinking
y'all.
about y'all, praying for y'all. Absolutely. Before we
What?
get into anything,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yo.
hit that subscribe button. We haven't
Oh.
gained any in so long. We're just trying to hit 50, man. That's not a lot to ask for.
Mhm.
If you are subscribed, hit us with a like. We appreciate all
Don't
y'all.
forget to like. Just before you even
Leave-
finish the rest of this. Don't wait till you finish. Before you finish the rest, just go down right now. Like, leave a comment. Yeah, that's it. That's all we ask for. But before we get into it, we got your new segment of the bold predictions. Go ahead, man.
I got 4 this week. I only had 3 last week. We kind of should have done this after Thursday Night Football, but it's whatever. First one.
Yeah, definitely.
New quarterback. There's a new quarterback in New England, and I believe that he will have good chemistry with his fellow rookie.
Okay.
I got Jalen Polk with a breakout game of 100 yards and a touchdown.
Who are the Patriots playing?
Patriots are playing.
I think it's the Texans. Yeah, the Texans.
Texans, yeah.
I don't think that's too crazy to say he goes for 100 and a touchdown. I think, defenses don't know what they're going to see from Drake May yet. It's his first start. So I think they could come out and surprise some people. So I wouldn't say that's too crazy. I could see it happening. I wouldn't bet on it, but I could see it happening. No love for Plug's boy, Demario Douglas.
I think with Kendrick Bourne back, he'll take some more pressure off of Jalen Polk. But I think that DeMario is a great slot, and that's about it. I'm not the biggest fan.
Okay. I don't think that's too crazy.
Made that pretty known, though. And I love Polk. I've also made that known. Second one. A little bit, very similar lane, but a little bit hotter. The Falcons are coming off of a big win.
Hell yeah.
Kyle Pitts had a good game last week. I don't think Kirk Cousins has the same performance, but I think Kyle Pitts picks it up even more than what he has. Career game of 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Book it. Who the Falcons got? The Falcons got the Panthers.
The Panthers,
Book it.
yeah.
That's a lock. I'm riding with you on that one. I haven't bet in a while. If you know me, I haven't bet in a while. Smalls, I'm putting the slip in. I'm putting it in. Okay. Kyle Pitts for 2 and 100 receiving yards.
Fair enough. Next one, not even close to the same realm, but going into London. We got a coach fired last year after the Jets lose. We got the Bears and the Jaguars. I think the Bears are a much better team. I've been saying for weeks that Doug Peterson should be finding a new job, likely sitting on the couch. I think the Jaguars, even though they had a good win last week, they get blown out this game, and this is his last coaching start for the Jaguars.
The only reason I will say no is because I think they're in London back-to-back games, and that would be the craziest thing to fire your coach when you're in between two games in London and send them back to the States. Yeah, send them back to the States while the rest of the team stays in London. So no.
I think they play the Patriots next week in London.
Yeah. They're back-to-back in London, so I don't think he gets fired. And they ship him back. Now you can just head back on your own.
That'd be hilarious, though.
Now. So no, not this week. Not this week for Dougie P.
Patriots, I'm rooting for you next week.
Absolutely. No, they got the Jags. I'm rooting for the Jags. Shout out Suge.
So you just hate Darko, or you hate Plug?
Move on. Next.
You see this?
Next.
All right, last one. Derek Carr goes down with an injury. Late in the fourth, we see Jake Haener come in.
Yep.
And in my opinion, whatever, that's not the end of the world. Thankfully, they say that the preseason rookie looked absolutely phenomenal. He's going to start this week. Spencer Rattler, I'm a big fan. I think that he has a good arm. He's not the greatest pocket presence, but he can escape back there when he needs to. I got Spencer Rattler finishing as a top 7 quarterback this week.
Like fantasy?
Just overall. However you want to take that.
So like stats wise, he's gonna be a top 7 performing quarterback.
It's all around quarterback performances, top 7.
No. Against the Bucks, you're going against a tough defense, a tough pass rush that can get after them. Good run defense. They can, if they stop Alvin Kamara, then it's all in his hands. I'm not buying into that one. I don't like it.
Okay.
No, Spencer Rattler will not finish as the top 7 quarterback this week.
They're called bold predictions for a reason.
No, you're right. That's a little too bold for my liking, though. A little too bold for my liking. But
let's get into Thursday night.
All right, let's get into Thursday night. Niners coming in 2-3. Seahawks coming in 3-2 off of back-to-back losses. The Niners need a win here, and they get the win. 36-24. Niners pick up the victory. Brock goes for 255 and 3 TDs. George Kittle has 2 touchdowns. Geno Smith gets picked off 2 times. And the Niners look like the Niners again. I'm hoping this is us building, for something, towards the end of the season. We got the Chiefs coming up, so we definitely needed a win here because you can't lose here and then play the Chiefs, who probably are going to beat us next week. Who knows? But this is a big-time win from the Niners. The special teams is still god-awful. Allowed a kickoff return, but, it's fine. And they played us, hold us on that. Did you see that play where Chris Conley got pushed into the returner and then they went back and reviewed it, and it should have been our ball. Kyle challenged it, yep, and you saw it hit the guy's hand, but that's fine. Brock Purdy, I don't think he played an amazing game, but he played well today. He played well enough. He found Deebo Samuel off the sideline. Yeah, Deebo Samuel took it to the crib. George Kittle has been playing very well all season. He's been very reliable for us, especially in the red zone. I think he's up to 5 touchdowns now. I love what I saw from him. Jordan Mason looked really good today before he got hurt. He tried to come back in the second half, then got hurt again and just didn't play for the rest of the game. But the rookie Isaac Arendo came in and had that super long run. I don't know how much it was for, but yeah, to ice the game at the end. And they ended up giving it to Juice anyway. It's like, why did they tell him to go down? They should have just, just give it to him to let him go in. But the Niners defenses will really win us this game. 2 turnovers, both from rookies. And those were our first two interceptions by our DBs this season. Renardo Green gets 1, and Malik Mustafa, who I've been saying should have been starting. Both! I've been saying both should have been starting, Renardo Green and Malik. And you've seen what Malik does. Made a play because Huff is on IR. And Renardo Green undercutting DK on that route where DK kind of took it up the field instead of just staying flat.
Yeah.
But not a great game from Geno. He was overthrowing a lot early. He kind of looked a little better late, but early on, he just looked like he was rattled. I don't know what it was. Nick Bosa lived in the backfield tonight. Didn't finish with a sack, but it seems like that's just always the case with Nick Bosa.
He was phenomenal, dude. Nick Bosa was
he's just always going to have a bunch of pressures, but just not get the sack, I guess. I guess that's just his new thing now. But the Niners only finished with 1 sack, sorry. But a win is a win. We'll take it. I like what I saw from Demo, both the rookie DBs. I like what I saw. Isaac Arendo, if Jordan Mason has to miss any time, looks like he can be solid. And yeah, that's all I gotta say as far as that. BA, there was another kind of dud game from BA, but we'll see what that leads to. Go ahead.
I think this game was heavily impacted by 3 players. I think Nick Bosa was absolutely phenomenal because Stone Forsythe sucks. I mentioned him last episode on our review. He's their right tackle. He's like their second or third string, but he's starting and he's just bad. I'm sorry, fella, but you're probably going to have to find a new profession or get a lot better very fast.
Crazy.
And as you said, George Kittle was incredible. They might as well fit him for his gold jacket right now, man.
Absolutely.
I hate to say it.
Say it. That's so. Why do you hate to say it? Say it. Go ahead. Say it.
I've been trying to find other guys to say is the best tight end in the league. Sam Laporta was phenomenal last year. Hasn't done a damn thing this year. I want to say Kelsey's still up there, but man, he's been slow. Maybe I'd throw Brock Bowers up there, but I don't even think it's close. George Kittle's the best tight end in football.
Thank you. That's music to my ears. I love to hear it. And there was a couple passes. Even DK didn't have himself a great game. There were a couple passes he dropped. There was that one, I forget who hit him, but we hit him, and he was kind of like backtracking while trying to catch the ball instead of going up and grabbing it. And there was another one he dropped on the right sideline for a first down. He didn't have himself a great game either. Not a great game from really anyone at all. But, I like what I saw from the Niners. Shout out Matthew Wright, the kicker. He did end up getting hurt again. Another kicker getting hurt for us, but he made all of his kicks tonight. So that's all I really got to say about that game. Fred Warner forced another fumble. Didn't recover it, but the DPOY case lives on. Fred Warner's my DPOY, but if you don't have anything else to say about this game, I don't have much to say about it either.
Shout out Laviska Shenault. I wanted him to be good for so long, and he's just not. But he had a kick return touchdown, so that was cool.
Yeah. Niners get a much-needed win. We're on to KC.
Or they'll get blown out. Let's move on.
That's so crazy. That is so crazy.
I was just kidding. I'll probably pick the Niners, to be honest.
All right. Moving on to our, what is this, week 6? Our week 6 preview, our week 6 predictions. What's the record between us now? Would you say like 40, 42, 39, and 1 or something like that?
It's 42 to 39 on just straight for 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up 3-1 to 1 on you if we're going by weeks.
No, we might have to go total because weeks is looking rough. So we might have to go total. But starting off with the Jags in their second home in London, playing the Bears. Go ahead.
Man, I hate these early morning games, man.
Absolutely.
I try to wake up and watch them, but Sundays is like, you're not supposed to have to wake up until 11 o'clock.
Absolutely.
And they're making me wake up at 9.
Mm-hmm.
I love football, but you're screwing with me. Jags Bears, as I said, I want Doug Peterson gone, but I forgot that they play in London again next week, so he won't be. I'm taking the Bears. I think this Bears defense is just otherworldly. Jaquan Brisker has been one of the best in football, not just as a safety, but in all of football.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Brian Thomas will get slowed down a little bit, as much as I hate to say it, because I'm a big fan of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
What do we see at running back for the Jaguars? Does Tank Bigsby continue to dominate? What do you think?
I hope so. I hope so because he's looking good. With the limited amount of carries he gets, he always breaks him off for about 10 yards, 10 to 15 yards. And you look at the box score at the end of the game, and it's 10 rushes for 75 yards. It's like if he gets more rushes, how much is he putting up? Yeah, but I agree. I think I am taking the Bears here, even though like you said, the Jags play well in London. I think the Bears are just putting it together week by week. That defense already started the season well, and I think Caleb Williams, as I've been saying, has been getting better and better every single week.
Better and better.
That Jags defense doesn't dissuade me from thinking that's gonna change. So I'm taking the Bears here in another good game for Caleb Williams. I think.
I think it's a blowout.
Really? I wouldn't go as far as saying a blowout, but I think the Bears will come up with the win. I think the defense will make a timely stop or a timely turnover for the Bears to get the win.
I think Trevor will look good early, but the Bears, I don't think the Texans are not the Texans. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Jaguars can do much to stop the Bears.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they'll just have to throw too much, and Trevor will probably make a couple silly mistakes, and it'll get out of hand. I hope not. If you're making me wake up this early, I hope it's a good game, but
yeah. And hopefully I'm actually able to watch this game because I wasn't able to watch the one last week. Who was it? Packers, Jets and Vikings. But we can move on. Bucks and Saints. I think
3-2 Bucks.
Yeah.
2-3 Saints. The Saints started so hot.
Yeah. Frauds. But I think I'm pretty easily here taking the Bucks. We were talking about it earlier in your bold predictions. We got a rookie quarterback starting, making his first start against a Bucks defense who's been pretty good against the run, and I think they're going to do a pretty good job here. Even though that Saints offensive line has been creating some good holes for Alvin Kamara, I'm gonna trust in the Bucks just a little more. And I think
is so good.
And I think the way Baker's playing, I don't see that stopping. So I think Baker will play just as well as he has been. Find Mike Evans for another 2 touchdowns, probably. Find Chris Godwin. And I hope to see Bucky continue to take more and more snaps and get the ball more and more instead of Rachaad White.
Rachaad White was a DNP today. It looks like he's got an injury that's holding him back. Hopefully he'll be able to play because he needs to prove that he's better than Bucky if he wants to keep RB1, but it looks like it's slipping more and more out of his hands each week. As you said, we're getting Spencer Rattler this week. I'm so excited for it. He had a little journey in college that he had to work through, and he still found his way to the NFL, and it's a cool thing to say. But I don't know if you saw his little presser or not, but he just looked so happy to be there. And he had a quote that went a little viral because Chris Olave has not gotten the ball this year. And he came out and said that he makes it a key point when he's at quarterback because Chris Olave is just one of those guys. And when he's in the game, Chris Olave will get targeted. That excites me. I'm very curious to see what that means or if he was just lying. We got one of the biggest rivalries, not just from teams, but Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans.
I was thinking about benching Mike Evans this week because I know how that gets with him and Marshawn Lattimore. They both might be ejected in the first quarter. So I was thinking about benching him, but I'll keep him in the lineup. He's been looking really good. He's been saving my team at times, so I'll keep him in for now.
Kamara had a bad game last week for his standard. I think he will bounce back, even though you said their defensive line is good. I think Kamara is better. And I picked the Buccaneers. I don't know who you took.
I took the Bucs as well.
I'm rooting for the Saints to lose, and
why is that?
Give Michael Thomas a call. They need a guy. They got Rashid Shaheed, who is their deep route guy, who is absolutely great. You got Chris Olave, who does a lot of the out routes, does a lot of the curls and stuff. You need a guy across the middle. That would make my heart so happy. I miss you, Mike Thomas. I miss you so much, man. I don't know why you hate the guy so much. We can move on to.
I don't hate the guy. It's we can move on. If you're gonna go call a receiver, go call the Raiders for Davante Adams at that point. But
trade valuable assets for Davante Adams when you're a bad team. Sign a guy that's a free agent that knows.
That's not good. That's not good anymore. And that had turmoil with the organization. Let's not make it seem like they left on just happy terms and it was all buddy and we're Michael Thomas, we love you, but we're letting you go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's not good anymore.
Yes, he is. I don't give a damn. And knowing
Michael Thomas, I don't wish injury on anybody, but knowing Michael Thomas, he'll step out there and then be out the rest of the season. I'm sorry to say it, but that was part of the reason. That was part of the reason he couldn't stay in he didn't last in the league because he couldn't stay healthy. But we'll move on. We'll move on.
If it's not the Saints, I want to see him back in the league. I don't care what you say. There are not, how many teams are there? 32 times 3 is what? 96? There's not 96 receivers in the league better than Mike Thomas. He is a top 3 receiver on one of these teams, and nobody can tell me differently. Moving on to my game of the week. Absolutely. Commanders at Ravens, 4-1, 3-2. Give me the Ravens. The Commanders, they played Kyler Murray and held him to like 140 yards and like 20 rushing, just absolutely boxed him. And Kyler Murray is by no means Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the NFL. But the culture that Dan Quinn has established.
We can't just be saying stuff, bro. We can't just.
Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the NFL. Pat Mahomes.
Continue.
Pat Mahomes, regular season, Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the NFL. Pat Mahomes is.
Just continue.
Let me rewind.
You can say Lamar's having a better season than him, but there's not a quarterback on the planet that's better than Patrick Mahomes, and it's not a debate.
That's fair. Lamar Jackson's having the best season as a quarterback.
We can't just be saying things, man. We can't just be saying things, man. But continue.
Man, screw Pat Mahomes. Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in football. Dan Quinn has built a camaraderie. Wow, that word just kicked my ass. Around there, he's a great defensive play caller. He gave Cliff Kingsbury a call. Who he didn't get screwed over, but he got canned from Arizona. He put all of his eggs into Kyler Murray's basket, and that didn't work out. And he gets rewarded with a generational talent in Jaden Daniels. They've looked great, dude. I can't say anything bad about their team so far. I said last week they have 14 new starters from last season. That's a great job by your GM. You got a good defensive play caller. You got a good offensive play caller. You got everything. You got Lamar versus future Lamar. I can't wait to watch this. You got 2 dominant red zone offenses.
I think I'm gonna take the Ravens. I wanna pick the Commanders here because how fun and their story's been great. They're the young upstart team. You wanna pick them and root for them. But I think I'm gonna take the Ravens here. But what I will say, this Ravens defense has not been great. So for their case, I would prefer this to be a super low scoring game and they pull it out than it to be a super high scoring game and they pull it out, because that tells me that defense still has major problems. So if the Ravens pull this out, I'm hoping it's a 17-14 type of game. Because that tells me their defense actually showed up. But if it's 38-33, that tells me we got problems, and I'm more worried about the Ravens in that case. Because I know their offense will be fine if they put up if they win 17-14. But if they lose, like I said, 38-30, that tells me, it's not just a trend, it's who they actually are, and that defense just isn't good. But like I said, I'm picking the Ravens here. They're the veteran team. The Commanders are the fun young team. I think the Ravens will just that them being veterans, I think that'll just get them the win. The Commanders just may make one or two mistakes that just cost them, whether it be penalties, a turnover, or something. And I just like the Ravens. Cut 3 wins in a row for the Ravens. I think they keep it going. Lamar Jackson has himself another game. But those 2 linebackers in Washington have been playing really well. They could cause some problems. But they're still
leading the league. They're leading the league in sacks as a linebacker. I think they're tied for 3 each.
I'm still taking the Ravens.
You're not getting to Lamar. You can get to him, and he's just not going down. So
yeah.
Before we move on, I got another receiver you don't like. Odell Beckham. You pissed me off for leaving. You're a 4th option over there in Miami on a bad team. You could still be the 2nd guy over here. But I've been saying for weeks, Lamar has to find his 2nd option, and I'm done saying that. He doesn't need a 2nd option. Just throw it to all your buddies, and when you need something, really find Zay Flowers.
Yeah, he really doesn't. Arizona at Green Bay. Go ahead.
So we were talking before the episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what jersey to wear today. I'm running out of ones I haven't worn yet. I think I got a couple left, but every guy that I wanted to wear, I had picked against. Mm-hmm. I had picked the Cardinals for this game, but I didn't like the jersey I put on. So I put this on, crossed it off. I'm going with the Packers because Jordan Love's going to dominate.
That's just as simple as that. Jordan Love's going to dominate only because he put his jersey on. But as well, I'm rolling with the Packers. As you said, I think Jordan Love is going to dominate. I think that offense is going to get so many deep shots, so many deep balls, and I wouldn't be surprised if they leave that game with probably 2 50-yard touchdowns. That Cardinals defense is some cheat.
Sucks.
They're bad.
It's awful.
They did force a fumble against us last week. They had 2 interceptions against us last week.
They beat y'all.
But I'm taking the Packers here, and it's strictly just based off that Cardinals defense. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyler Murray has himself a really good game, but I think their defense is just so bad that this Packers offense is going to light them up. And Tucker Kraft with Luke Musgrave being hurt now, Tucker Kraft is going to continue to put up big numbers and play even better. So I really like the Packers here. I think this is a lock that the Packers win this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win this by 2 touchdowns, at least.
So you said you took the Packers because of the Cardinals' defense. I think the Packers won this game because of their defense. I think they have one of the best secondaries in football, and I think they absolutely locked down the Cardinals receivers. Xavier McKinney,
does he keep it going?
Does he go for another pick? I want to say yeah. I think it'd be cool. I like the guy. I liked him in New York. I think it sucks that they had to lose him, but I think the Packers end up 4-2 and continue to chase down the Vikings, who are on a bye this week. Romeo Doubs got suspended last week. It seems like LaFleur said it was a one-off incident. Who knows? It's kind of leaning towards he skipped practice those days because he was mad at his role. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's something. I don't know. I like Romeo Doubs a lot, so I hope he gets it figured out. We can move on if you.
So we've agreed up to this point so far.
Other than Thursday Night Football, yeah.
Okay, so what's next? Colts at Titans. Colts at Titans here. Do you know who's playing?
What you mean?
Like who's in that quarterback?
Oh no, Anthony Richardson. It seems like he's ramping up still. Joe Flacco had a presser last week, and it was like, it seems like Anthony Richardson could have played, but he prioritized his health instead of the week.
Finally,
which I like a lot.
Finally, yeah.
So if he does that again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Flacco. Flacco has been an incredible man. So Michael Pittman is slated to miss several weeks. Not just doubtful. I think he's out for a while now.
Yeah, on my fantasy team.
People are pretty high on Adonai Mitchell now that he's gone out, but I think Alec Pierce just booms, dude. I think
with Flacco, man, yeah, absolutely.
He's already been great, and now I think he just takes over the whole receiver role over there.
I definitely am picking the Colts here. Is Jonathan Taylor playing?
He says that he's feeling way better, but I personally doubt he'll play. I don't think there's a reason to rush back when you have a high ankle sprain.
The high ankle sprain. It usually takes you a few weeks. Yeah, it usually takes you a few weeks. So there's no need to rush back after, 2 weeks now. So I think I'll take the Colts here, even without Jonathan Taylor. I just don't trust that Titans offense to do much of anything. And I don't think the Colts are going to be able to do what they did last week against the Jags, where they're just bombing it 60 yards for touchdowns. But I do think their offense will be enough to put them over the Titans because, like I said, I've seen enough of Will Levis. I've seen enough. He'll give the Colts 2 or 3 chances to pick them off, to pick up a fumble. So I'm taking the Colts here pretty easily. And I wouldn't.
Who's their coach over there? Is it Callahan? I want to say it's Callahan.
Yeah.
Brian Callahan. He said that Will Levis is their guy, so
yeah.
It doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. I just hate watching the Titans.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out our boy Vontae. I found out tonight that he's a Titans fan.
No, yeah,
that's disgusting, man. I'm so sorry. You have to go through that every day.
Yeah, but so I'm assuming we're both taking the Colts there.
Whenever Trey Sermon finishes his career, former Buckeye, by the way, love the guy. You need to go on Dancing with the Stars because, man, he just... when he's in the backfield. Run straight. But yeah, I got the goals. Moving on.
That's why he didn't work in San Francisco, because we need guys that can one cut and take it, 50 yards. But moving on. Another rookie making their first career start. Texans versus the Patriots. Drake May finally getting his chance to start. But it's not going to be easy. You got the Texans coming to town. And pretty easily here, I'm taking the Texans. I've been saying all season their offense hasn't been able to put together a complete game to dominate from start to finish. It's always been one half, whether it's the first or second. It's always been one half of good offensive football. Then they just run out of gas at the end or start slow and look good at the end. But I don't know if this would be the game where they have that complete performance because they're playing a good defense in the Patriots. But regardless, the Patriots
Nico Collins got put on IR.
But I think they'll be just fine. I think we get to see Tank Dell actually contribute a lot more. And Stephon Diggs has been looking good in that secondary role, and I think he'll just adjust just fine to being back in that number 1 role. But I'm taking the Texans here pretty easily. I just don't think the Patriots are going to be able to hang with them offensively. But what I'm watching here, obviously, what I'm watching for here is for Drake May, just to see some flashes. I don't need him to go out there and throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns and win the game, but just show something. But I'm sure he'll show something better than what Jacoby was putting on tape. But like I said, I got the Texans here.
What do you mean? Jacoby looked incredible. I don't know how you would.
Go ahead, man. Make your pick. Make your pick.
I think that I personally believe that what the Patriots did is 100% wrong. I think you either come into the season and you start your rookie, or you let it ride out at least until after your bye week, and then start him. Putting him in now against an incredible defense who pressured fellow rookie Caleb Williams on 48% of his dropbacks and sacked him 7 times. You don't need to put him in this game. You're 1-4. You're not a playoff team. You're throwing him into the fire. If you're going to do that, start him to start the season. It doesn't make sense to me. You got the Jaguars next week. Yeah, it's in London, but the Jaguars defense is not the Texans defense. It doesn't make literally any sense to me. I also have the Texans very easily in this game. The only other thing I want to say before we move on, the Patriots, you're not going to get a lot of more love from me this season. I've been on y'all train. I love Christian Gonzalez. Last thing I want to say is Christian Gonzalez was in an interview, and he said that something that has stuck with him that Belichick taught him is that he would always ask him who the offensive coordinator was for the opposing team, and he didn't really understand why he was doing that. And as time went on, he started to click in his mind that these coaches and these coordinators come from the same trees. You see a lot of guys coming from the Shanahan trees. They run similar stuff. All
over the league. Yeah.
And when you put that together, you kind of learn what they're going to run at you. They run similar stuff against your corners, against your defenses, and he can kind of dial it in, and he's in debate for the best corner in the league. So it's kind of it's cool to see the mental side of a corner in that type of way. I love interviews like that. We can move on. I'm sorry, Patriots fans.
I was gonna say that's probably the longest we'll take on the Patriots for the rest of the season.
I do think Drake May has a good game though.
Hopefully, I'm rooting for him. Moving on, Cleveland Browns at the Philadelphia Eagles. Go ahead and start if you would like.
This is probably my least favorite team to watch. I don't like watching the Titans. I don't like watching the Patriots, but the Browns just got nothing going, especially when Myles Garrett's having a rough game. Mm-hmm. Literally the only thing I wrote was trade Amari Cooper.
Please.
And the Browns suck.
Absolutely.
The Eagles released Devin White. I think he'll find a new home pretty soon because just of who he is.
Just off of his name, he probably will, yeah.
Exactly. Repetition.
Yeah.
Reputation, not repetition. Yeah. Very different words. Saquon Barkley, I love you, and it seems like A.J. Brown's coming back this week.
Yeah, good for them. But yeah, I'm clearly taking the Eagles here. I think it's been past due for Jameis to be in at quarterback.
We're not even talking about it no more. But we're not talking about it.
I really don't know what more I can say. I've said it every single
week. They're not doing it.
Every single
They're not going to do it.
Apparently, Deshaun's their guy, but I'm taking the Eagles here pretty easily. I wouldn't be surprised if Saquon runs for about $150 here in this game. And Jalen Hurts, just don't turn the ball over, please. Just play a game where you don't throw an interception, don't fumble a snap, something. But yeah, I got nothing more to say about the Cleveland Browns until they make that quarterback change, because enough is enough. I don't know what you see week in and week out to say this is our guy.
You do know what they see. They see the paycheck that's going into his account.
It shouldn't matter.
And their ownership refuses to accept defeat for some reason. Stefanski is a great coach, and
absolutely,
they're making him look like a dumbass.
Absolutely. We can move on to Chargers and Broncos. My Chargers, my second team, also against Bo Nix, my guy who I've been rooting for. But I think, as I've said all season, the Chargers will be good but boring. So I think this will be a super boring game because the Broncos offense isn't on a damn thing. They looked good last week, but that ain't happening again. Against this Chargers defense. I think the Chargers will hold them to about 10 points or something like that. But the Chargers will probably only have 17 themselves. So I'm taking the Chargers here. I would like to see J.K. Dobbins get back to that early season form and get that run game back going. And Justin Herbert also hasn't had that, super amazing, I'm putting the team on my back type of game yet. I don't know if it's this week, but I'm hoping to see it soon. But I think the
only thing I care about this game is to see Justin Herbert's health. They're coming off of a bye. Mm-hmm. Has he had time to heal up or not?
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to see, Justin Herbert. Yeah, exactly. Just move around the pocket well, not limp, because that last game he played in, he shouldn't have been out there.
He was hurting
against the Chiefs. No. He was hurting. But I'm taking the Chargers here pretty easily. Also picking against my third team in the Broncos. But go ahead.
This is the Ev Bowl.
The Ev Bowl.
Two of our most loyal viewers.
Oh.
Our boy Kev and our boy Dev.
Yep.
Dev's a Broncos fan. Kev's a Chargers fan. And unfortunately, Dev, I think that I've rooted against y'all every game, and it doesn't stop here. I can't say I hate Bo Nix. He's been looking like a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Chargers just come out there and thrash them. The Broncos' coverage is absolutely elite. But that's not where the Chargers thrive. I think they're just going to run the ball down their throat. And whether it's JK, whether it's Gus, whether it's anybody else over there, they'll figure something out.
Absolutely. I don't gotta spend too much time on them. We both take the Chargers pretty easily. And we've agreed on every single game, bro. Steelers.
No, we have not.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. Steelers at Raiders, and I don't think it's gonna change here.
Or next game, or Falcons Panthers.
Pretty easily, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers here to get back on track, coming off of back-to-back losses. But you're playing the Raiders. You got to lay up here. You got Aiden O'Connell, who they announced he's starting this game, but he didn't look too good last week, as you pointed out, and he hasn't looked too great prior to this season. So I'm taking the Steelers here to get after Aiden O'Connell and make life tough for him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few interceptions out of him. And Justin Fields just just don't turn the ball over, and the Steelers should walk away with this game pretty easily.
Like you said, you have Aiden O'Connell starting. Gardner Minshew has looked really bad, like really bad. And O'Connell came in last game and it was like 10 for 20 for not a lot of yards and a red zone interception.
Yep.
He's also not good. He had flashes last year after they changed the whole feeling of the organization there. But the Raiders suck, man. They just suck. There's not the running backs aren't good. You lose Devontae, whether he's getting traded or whether he's hurt. The trade talks have halted for some reason. Just get him out of there. Let him play.
Yeah.
But I love Najee. Get in the end zone, brother.
I don't love Najee. Don't get into the end zone, brother. But I don't have much to say about that either. Like you said.
Steelers easily. A lot has gone not viral, but like George Pickens' attitude has gone a lot of attention.
He has to grow up. We didn't talk about it last episode, but him like yanking the guy's face mask at the end of the game, yanking him to the ground.
I thought it was funny.
Just grow up, bro. Please. Please. Moving on. Falcons at Panthers. Like you said, we're probably not disagreeing on this either, unless you got some crazy upset.
I got one word: blowout.
Absolutely. You had the bold prediction for Kyle Pitts this week, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. The Falcons have been looking better and better offensively as the season has gone on. Kirk Cousins is getting more and more comfortable. Tyler Algier has been looking very good and taking carries away from Bijan. That probably continues in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if both backs go for 100. Kyle Pitts goes for 150. Kirk Cousins throws for 500 again.
Disgusting.
Give
Bijan the fucking ball.
Tyler Algier has looked good. He's looked good at times.
I don't care. He's not Bijan.
He's not, but I'm sure we're both taking the Falcons here.
I could deadass not root against the Panthers any harder. I love Deontay Johnson, and I love Miles Sanders. They did Bryce Young dirty. I screw y'all. Go Falcons.
Go Falcons. I'm rooting for my guy Kirko Chains. This also has
That's
potential.
A great nickname.
Also has potential to be game of the week. Lions versus the Cowboys. This could be a shootout. But you would say?
Could it?
Absolutely. But
will it?
Yes, it will. I think this game ends 38.
Take the Cowboys.
38-34. Give me the Detroit Lions to win this game. My Super Bowl pick at the start of the season looks like you're picking them as well because you made that face. But give me the Detroit Lions. The Cowboys lose another home game. I think Jared Goff, after what he did 2 weeks ago, coming out, they had a bye, but before that he went 18 for 18, caught a touchdown, threw for a couple. Give me Jared Goff to continue playing well against this subpar Cowboys defense. And I wouldn't be surprised if those backs in Detroit go crazy because this Cowboys run defense is god awful, and we know they're not running the ball. So when it comes to the Cowboys offense, it's gonna have to be a lot of CeeDee Lamb, but who was it? Turpin looked good this past weekend, and Jake Ferguson
looked good.
Jake Ferguson looked good as well. So hopefully they can get going and give CeeDee some help out wide. But other than that, give me the Detroit Lions, baby.
We're going to see this Cowboys rush defense try to stop Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that. Their star linebacker, Derek Barnes, is out. This is the team I can see calling Devin White, seeing what he can do over there. I'm predicting a big game for Jake Ferguson, but you said it'll be a shootout. I think the Lions take it pretty convincingly. It's looking like you're going to beat me this week solely off of Thursday Night Football. And I wanted to pick the Niners, but I only picked the Seahawks.
You have to just, swing for the fences and just pick an upset here. Like, you should have just went with the Panthers just to be different so you could win this week.
Go with the Panthers. Come on, dog.
Something. Because if we go I'm going to win.
And I'm up 3 on you.
Go ahead.
So it don't even matter. I have wiggle room. The only thing I want to say is David Montgomery came out lately, and but he opened up about having suicidal thoughts his rookie season. He opened up about having suicidal thoughts his rookie season, and he said that fantasy players had a lot to do with it. Just they aided him in feeling that type of way. And he said his nephew pretty much saved his life. He gave him a call and was like, "Hey man, I miss you." He didn't say anything about football. He didn't care what his profession was. He missed his uncle, and I think I love when pro athletes are able to open up about mental health.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful thing.
You see it in the NBA a lot with like DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Love
Love.
It. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wish more of them would, because I know there's it's prevalent in a lot of people. I think it's cool that he was strong enough to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Because pro athletes are people too.
Exactly, and it makes a regular person look like, you know what, if he can talk about it the way he feels, so can I. That he's a football player, he's the guy that's supposed to be tough and do all this, but he can talk about his feelings. So for a regular person like us, it makes us feel where we can share our emotions as well. But moving on, the 1-4 Cincinnati Bengals head to MetLife Stadium and play the New York Giants, who are coming off a pretty good win in Seattle last week. I want to pick the upset here because I've been loving what I've been seeing from Daniel Jones and the Giants. But I just can't. There's just no way they go to 1-5. There's just no way to go to 1-5. But I'm taking the New York Football Giants to continue the Bengals losing season. I'm taking the Giants here. I'm taking Daniel Jones to continue playing well, because why wouldn't I? Daniel Jones has been playing well these past few weeks, and now you get this defense. You get the atrocious Bengals defense. I'm looking for a big Daniel Jones game through the air and on the ground. And Malik Nabers is back this game, isn't he?
I don't think he practiced today. I know he didn't practice yesterday.
Well, that doesn't matter.
He said that he personally said that he plans on playing, but
Chris McCaffrey said he planned on playing week 1, and now it's week 6, and he's still not here. So that doesn't mean anything to me. But I'm taking the Giants here, and I think this could be a somewhat high scoring game. 27-24. I could see it coming down to the Bengals having to go on a late drive to win the game, or the Giants hitting a field goal to win the game. But I'm believing in Daniel Jones here, and I'm trusting him to not turn the ball over, play safe football, play within the offense, not do anything too crazy, and lead the Giants to this win. Give me the upset.
If you looked at me and I didn't know who was playing, and you said on Sunday Night Football you're getting a 1-4 team versus a 2-3 team, I would be pissed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is one of my more excited games of the week. I think we're getting an absolute banger. I think that like you said, Daniel Jones is going to have a great game, but the Bengals desperately need this win. I think Joe Burrow is going to have.
He's been playing great.
I can see him going for 350. He's been playing great. And he's gonna keep playing great. Dexter Lawrence is a damn god at D tackle, so he'll get to him a couple times. But I don't care. I'm going with the Bengals. Thank you for picking the Giants. It gives me the Giants.
Give me the Giants. Yeah, we gotta disagree somewhere. So give me the Giants. Closing out the week, two teams that need a win in division game. The Bills at the New York. Wait. Oh no, it's Monday. I was gonna say, don't the Jets and Giants play at the same place? How are they playing on the same day? But one's Sunday night, one's Monday night.
Brother.
I didn't realize. I didn't take it in that this is Monday night. But we got the Bills at Jets. The Jets coming off a bad loss in London, and the Bills coming off of 2 straight losses. But I think I'm taking the Bills here pretty comfortably. I'd like Josh Allen to get back to what he was doing. Probably not an amazing game, but because the Jets defense is pretty good. But I think he looks better than what he has these past couple of weeks. But I just don't. It really comes down to the Bills defense versus that Jets offense. And I don't like what I've seen from that Jets offense. Their wins have really been predicated on their defense holding it down for them. They haven't really had to do much of anything. Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, he threw the ball to him a lot for 20 targets, 12 catches. Yeah, something like that. But I'm taking the Bills here. I think they continue to lean on James Cook, which they've been doing all season. He started last week against the Texans really, really well. He was doing everything for them those first couple of drives. And I think that's how they should start and continue to play through James Cook. So I'm taking the Bills here in probably a somewhat close game, but I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. But I like the Bills here. I'm just not a fan of that.
I don't see a world where Josh Allen doesn't dominate. You said the Jets defense has been solid, and they have been, but they're so injury riddled. Give me the Bills as well. But before we move on, Robert Saleh got fired. They
Yep.
ended up walking him out of the building, it said, which is I would love to hear more about that. He had a presser. I don't know if there was a lot said. He was their defensive coordinator. He wasn't their offensive guy. Their defense, as you said, has looked good. And I disagree with this firing. I think Nathaniel Hackett was the issue, but you fire Robert Saleh, and I have to believe it has a lot to do with Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely, but Aaron Rodgers came out and said it had nothing to do with him. But yeah,
I don't
continue.
care.
Continue. Yeah.
I don't believe him.
I agree.
But you give Jeff Albrecht the interim head coaching job. He was their DC, and he's going to continue to call their defensive plays. And he came in and he demoted Nathaniel Hackett. He didn't fire him. He's still got an undisclosed job on whatever he's going to be doing over there, giving Aaron Rodgers handies when they're on off defense. But Todd Downing is their new offensive coordinator. He is their quarterback coach, and he was the Titans' offensive coordinator for some years. I think their offense looks a whole lot better. It's going to take a little bit of adjusting too, but I think you can't get worse than Nathaniel Hackett. I think the dude is just an absolute bozo. So he's going to use Garrett Wilson in more different ways. I think Garrett Wilson has a career game, even though he had a phenomenal game last week.
It's just weird for a team that thinks they're contending or wants to be contending to fire your coach mid-season, 5 weeks in, 5 games in, or whatever. You know, if you wanted to fire him, that's something you do in the offseason. I just never get why a team that wants to contend is firing a coach mid-season. It just doesn't make any sense. I was shocked by the firing. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it would happen at the end of the season. I thought this would be his last season with the Jets, but not after 5 games.
It should have been, though. I think it's so easily there. Nathaniel Hackett was like 5-20 in his 2 years there, and he only had Rodgers for 5 games, but the dude sucks. Your defense looks good.
I definitely don't agree with the hiring because Robert Saleh's always been a defensive guy. He was the Niners defensive coordinator. Went over there to get the Jets defense right, and that's all he's done over there. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been what we wanted to see or what we expected to see from Aaron Rodgers. So I don't know how you blame that on Robert Saleh, but I mean, I guess they needed a new voice in the locker room, but I really don't know how that's going to change things. And Sauce Gardner even came out and said like he was taken aback by it, and he says they're still kind of playing for Robert Saleh. They're still trying to win for him. So it seems like the players like them in some sense. Yeah, it seems like they like the guy, but I don't know. I never get why contending teams fire their coaches midseason. It just doesn't make any sense because it's going to take time for the team to adjust to a new guy, a new voice in the locker room, and that's something you just do in the offseason. I don't get doing it midseason. You leave that to the bad teams to fire a coach midseason.
I agree. Teams we unfortunately won't get to see this week: Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings. All 4 on buys.
Yeah.
Pick'ems?
Both the undefeated teams are going to stay undefeated because neither of them are playing this week. So, yeah. But not pick'ems. We got our fantasy draft, our 4-man fantasy. I got the wheel up. Who did you ended up winning last week, didn't you?
I ended up killing you last week. You're up 2-1 on me now.
All right, so I get the first one last week, so you can have this this first spin. Landed on the NFC North.
Actually, I think you were first.
That's fine.
Go ahead. Okay.
NFC North.
NFC North. So I got.
Well, the Vikings are out of it.
won.
You got 3 teams: the Lions, the Bears, the Packers.
I could take Jordan.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna though. I'm not gonna.
All right.
Give me DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Okay. Him and Caleb have been putting it together recently. Looks like they're getting their chemistry down. I'm getting the AFC East. So I got the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins. Dolphins are on a bye, aren't they? The Patriots are playing do I take the rookie? Do I take Drake May as my QB, making his first start? So it's really down to the Jets and the Bills. So give me James Cook, I guess. Give me James Cook. Spin for you. The AFC West. So you got the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders. Chiefs are on a bye.
Dude, I've taken Brock Bowers like 3 times.
Yeah, you have. Okay, let's switch it up.
I feel like I have him every time.
Let's switch it up.
So what? You want me to
Figure it
take
out.
Javonte Williams?
Figure it
Pass.
out. Figure it out. J.K. Dobbins, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix.
Give me Brock Bowers.
Oh my gosh, bro. We got next week. There'll be a new rule where you can't take players. You know, you have to wait like 3 weeks to pick a player again. Because this is 3 times he's had Brock Bowers now. But moving on, man. Moving on. I get the AFC South. The Jags, the Titans, the Texans, and the Colts. I think I'm going with the Texan here. Texans got the Patriots. Give me Stephon Diggs. Give me Stephon Diggs. Spinning it for you. It is landing on the. So I never get the NFC West. The NFC West. Niners and Seahawks already played, and Rams are on a bye. So all you got is the Cardinals.
Damn. So I have to take James Conner.
James Conner, all right. That's crazy. I got the NFC East. No, I took my running back already. I'm just gonna take Saquon Barkley.
Take Goddard.
No, Goddard. I'm taking Dak Prescott here.
You took Ferguson last week.
I said that game was gonna be a shootout. I'm taking Dak Prescott.
It's your second time having Dak.
Yeah. Shut up. Down to the AFC North and the NFC South, and you got your division, the AFC North. Yep.
Yeah, Lamar.
And what do I got left? A tight end?
Yeah.
Oh, give me Kyle Pitts. Give me Kyle Pitts against the Panthers.
Are you sure you don't want Jawan Johnson?
Book it. Like you said, 102 touchdowns. Let's get it. So what are run through the teams again?
I got Lamar, James Conner, DJ Moore, and Brock Bowers. You got Dak, James Cook, Stephon Diggs, and Kyle Pitts.
Oh, yeah. That sounds a lot better to me. But as far as the preview goes, that's it for me. Unless, Smalls, you got anything else you wanted to add?
I got nothing. Everybody out there, I hope y'all have a great week. I hope your team comes out with a W. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I can't root against the Niners like I usually do because they already won. And I can't root for the Vikings because they don't play. So I'll be locked in on Lamar. Mm-hmm. Other than that, we love y'all. Leave us a comment like we said. If you haven't liked yet, what are you doing? Takes you 1 second. Throw us a like.
Yep.
I think we out.
We'll see you on Tuesday.